following on from strange rituals, be it underwater marriage or lobbing babies off of a building, if you want to learn more about that, tune into our last episode. I've had a few requests to go into a bit more depth on the strange Kyrgyzstan horse riding sports we mentioned last week.
Oh yeah.
So I've gone down the rabbit hole of Kyrgyzstan horse riding sports and have fixed you up with some. There's so many, and they are truly amazing. So very popular, as in all of Central Asia, is a game called Ulak Tartish, right? And it's a team game. I think we should do this after lockdown. I think we should play this game.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a team game resembling a cross between polo and rugby, in which two teams of riders wrestle for possession of the headless carcass of a goat, which they attempt to deliver across the opponent's goal line or into the opposition's goal, which is usually a big tub or a circle march on the ground.
I'm down.
What do you think of that?
I'd would.
I'm down for it.
Just the concept.
So like with the rugby thing, do you get like a stick or something to like whack people with as you're going around?
Well, no, what do you
Do
mean?
you mean with the polo thing?
No, I mean, but like, because it's like, how could you be rugby like with a horse? Surely you'd need someone to like hit someone with to like win.
What the shit are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're talking as if like sticks to smack people are a regular rugby fixture.
No. I mean,
What
like,
are you saying?
You need the
Rugby
physical
you playing.
contact. There's no physical contact with just riding on a horse playing polo with a goat's head.
Yeah, but I think but you don't. No, but with polo
just
you have a
polo.
long stick that you play. No, but you're not punting the entire goat carcass with a stick. You have to carry it.
Yeah,
Oh, just
what are you doing with the horse then?
Riding
ram
it.
it. You ram it.
Yeah,
into
but
other
how are you going to
people's
grab the
horses.
goat's head if you're on the horse?
Well, I assume that they have some sort of well, people will be carrying it. You have to try and take it off the people. I can't quite figure out how one does it with because they definitely use dead goats, which I think is mental, right?
I love it.
mental.
I love it so much.
Well,
It must.
let's
must
be
reek.
realistic. What else
You
would
can't
they
use
use?
what's alive, can you?
Yeah,
you can't use a living goat.
Well, it's a super like competitive sport. Originally, before they got actual like rules for the game, or like an actual standardized regulation involved, the sport was mainly based on rules like don't whip your fellow riders intentionally, and don't deliberately knock people off their horses.
I've got some questions about the goat.
What's your question? about the goat?
How many games can you use the same goat for, and how fresh does the goat have to be?
How fresh does the carcass have?
Well, it's either
Yeah,
a goat
like-
or a calf, depending on where you are in the world. But the animal is normally beheaded and disemboweled and has 2 limbs cut off. It is then soaked in cold water for 24 hours before play to toughen it. Occasionally,
I see.
sand is packed into the carcass to give it some extra weight. And though a goat is used when no calf is available, a calf is less likely to disintegrate during the game.
Do you think animal rights activists have gotten on this?
I don't think animal rights activists have as much a sway in Kyrgyzstan as they do
I
here.
was gonna say, imagine like showing up to this like really popular game like in Kyrgyzstan, and you're an animal rights activist. Like, are they going to shoot you?
What is your thought process? Where do you go from? Oh, first off, for that scenario to work, you have to be an
Yeah.
animal rights activist, say in Britain or America, where they do tend to be quite rabid, right?
Yeah.
You're an animal rights activist, and you decide,
In
do you know what?
Kyrgyzstan.
Do you know what's a really great place to go on a trip? Kyrgyzstan. I'm going
Yeah,
to go
yeah.
there, and I'm not only just going to go there, I'm going to sample the very famous sport of slinging a goat carcass around, and then they will.
They're gonna challenge that.
The Kyrgyzstan authorities will be there at the game and will notice you and immediately know I smell an animal rights activist and will pull their rifles out and fill you with lead. What are you talking about? It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous line of inquiry.
Kyrgyzstan citizens are only allowed to own hunting guns or gas pistols, and they need permits, so they might not get a shot. Maybe they'll just throw the goat at them.
No, but they don't loathe animal rights activists
Bludgeon
so
them
much
to
that they
death
want
with
to
a goat
execute them on
carcass.
site. What are you
What is
saying?
happening?
Oh, you could use the animal rights activist as like a second bull to add a bit of spice to it.
It's
Like
the spare
the
ball.
snitch.
And
Yeah,
this
the
one-
spare ball. You know, like when you kick a ball and it goes into the ditch, and then like no one's got like the balls to go and get it, so you have to basically like, get a spare ball. And it's
So you
the
just think,
animal
oh,
rights
let's
activist.
yeah. That happens in the UK games too. You just, when a ball goes in the ditch, nobody can be really asked to go get it. Let's use one of the dads. Ridiculous. In answer to your previous question, George, I can't find the answer to what they use to pick up the said goat or calf or animal rights activist. If they are actually taking it, just to and fro, I assume it is carried. There are other games in Kyrgyzstan involving horse riding. They really, really do like their horse riding in Kyrgyzstan. And last week we referred to them as kind of like the Dothraki, and some of these games really are Dothraki-esque.
What's the Dothraki?
It's a Game of Thrones thing. Don't worry if you haven't seen Game of Thrones. Popular games on horseback include Tien Ma, which is picking up a coin from the ground at full gallop.
No way.
There's
What?
Wait, they have to pick up a coin with their fingers
yeah, a full gallop, yeah.
from the ground whilst a horse is sprinting.
That must
But
break
you've
so
seen
many
Game of
fingers.
Thrones. You've seen Game of Thrones. You've seen what those stuntmen can do on those horses. It doesn't surprise me that they could possibly do that in real life. Although I would worry they'd probably have to wear gloves so that they don't skin their fingers when they.
I was gonna say, like, what happens if like your finger gets caught, or like you lean too far and you like slip off your horse? Like, do you think people get like seriously injured?
They probably do, yeah.
Yes.
Right your
Yeah.
neck.
Yeah, I imagine it is very, very dangerous, which is why you have to be so physically strong to do it. I mean, it says men in the game with the goat carcass and jamming it in your the other opponent's goal. That game is generally played by men in their 40s because they are the only people who have had the physical training and who are strong enough to be able to participate in such a sport.
It kind of reminds me of like the sport they do in Russia, which is like professional slapping. Have you,
Oh, yeah. That's
have you
funny.
seen that Vasily guy
Yeah.
who's like really powerful and he's able to like slap someone so hard they pass out?
Yeah, it just knocks them out every time.
There's another game called Jumbi Atmai or Atmai. It's a large bar of precious metal called the Jumbi. Is tied to a pole by a thread, and contestants attempt to break the thread by shooting at it while at a gallop. This is what I'm talking about. They are like
Everything's
the
about on a
Dothraki.
horse.
What
Yeah.
are these guys on?
Horses.
Oh, they're on a horse.
It's not as fun if there aren't horses involved.
There's another game called Kiz Kumai. A man chases a girl in order to win a kiss from her while she gallops away. They're on horses still. If he is not,
Of course.
not her galloping away, that'd be quite weird. The man chases after a female centaur to court her. No, if he is not successful in winning a kiss, she may in turn chase him and attempt to beat him with her horsewhip.
That is really
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
I think we should
So
do
good.
that in this country and replace dating sites with that.
Yeah.
So instead of doing
I
all
think
that
that'd be
shit
amazing.
with small talk and dates, or let's go to Frankie and Benny's, I think we should have gladiatorial dating where you have the man and the woman, the hopeful man, the suitor, let's call him. Well, both are on horseback, and the girl has to run as fast as she can down the M5, and the man is going to chase her
The
and
M5.
desperately
Down the
try and
M5.
tackle her from her horse to win a kiss. And if he's unsuccessful and falls from his horse onto the tarmac, the girl immediately circles round with a devilish glint in her eyes with the whip at her side and then starts marching towards him. And the man, slack-jawed in horror, sprints away in the opposite direction. But she's coming with that
Back
whip.
up the M5.
He knows what's coming. I think we should do that.
Like poor Matilda in her Fiat 500 is like witnessing this as she drives to work.
Yeah, exactly. And then it would provide people on the road a source of entertainment. It would be great.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
Think of the economy. Think of how many people would show up in their droves to watch that.
Yeah, but like, what happens if like some dude doesn't get the memo, just like drives like 70 miles per hour down the M5 and just hits them?
It obliterates them both.
Yeah.
That would
Like,
unfortunately
and the
put a
horse, they'll
damper on the
die.
proceedings, yeah.
I wonder how many horses get injured in the process.
Oh,
of
probably
these.
a lot, and it's quite sad. I'm sure there are plenty
Yeah.
of horses that get hurt in the process, but
Small price to pay for a kiss.
it exactly right.